Oh my god. Oh my god, I hope he doesn't see me. Oh, he sees me. Just don't act afraid. So it happened again. I failed on the fruit diet. I'm a failure at fruit dieting. Now I know what you're thinking. There he goes again. Changes his diet every 3 to 7 minutes. And I do. So I figure today we take a little walk in nature and discuss why I keep changing my diets, what I've learned from all my experiments with vegan strange eating patterns, and maybe you'll learn something. If not about how to eat, then about my insanity.
I love your colon, girl, it's my world. I won't ever make a sound.
So I found this nature park. It's close to the mountain. It's right before the mountain. The mountain's that way. And it's like there's this lake type thing. And there's a bunch of nature that walks along the lake. And let's take a walk and talk about walking. So it all started when I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis. Y'all know this by now. And I'm completely cured, by the way. I poo love now. I poo love. So we're all good in that area. But when the doctors told me that diet had nothing to do with this digestive illness, I was like, what planet am I on? I'm on Planet of the Apes. Planet of the Apes. I got ape doctors telling me not to eat bananas. Looks like a bunch of people live here. It's like this whole community that I'm intruding on. They love Whitey walking through their town. I know they do. So that was my first diet change in the history of my life. Up to that point, I was just eating whatever I wanted. Fast food a lot. Sometimes I would make home cooking, spaghetti, my grandmother's sauce with ground beef and tomatoes, cans of tomatoes, acidic BPA. It's good. So I realized I had to change my eating habits to heal this illness. And the first diet I found was the soluble fiber diet. And the whole theory is there's insoluble fiber and soluble fiber. And the soluble fiber is friendly and soft and squishy and jelly. And the insoluble fiber is harsh and scratchy and stabby. So the theory was limit the insoluble fiber foods like broccoli, raw leafy greens, grains, beans, stuff like that, and increase and only eat soluble fiber rich foods like papayas, bananas, squashes, pumpkin, things like that. Soft, squishy fiber foods. And I actually felt better on it. That was my first diet ever. And I was like, this actually works. But I had zero discipline back then and went back to eating pizza every night and it was like, oh my God. So while the diet was working, it was boring and I didn't enjoy it. So that led to cheating, terrible foods, and then my illness would come back. So that wasn't sustainable. The next diet I tried actually put me in the emergency room. I almost died on this one. This is the worst diet experiment ever. It was the specific carbohydrate diet, and their whole thing was there's specific carbohydrates that you should be avoiding, and it was basically all of them except fruit and like squash. So soluble fiber friendly, but it had me making my own yogurt out of actual cow milk, cow nipple milk juice nipple. Oh my God, there's crazy spiders out there. Oh, you probably can't see it. Oh my God, what's biting me? There's a little lizard. Is that a snake or a lizard? Do you see it? Ah! Ah! The terrifying thing is there's a spider web piece on my clothing, which means I walked through a spider's nest. Spider's nest? Those... What? So anyways, I start eating this diet. I start making my own yogurts. And I feel worse than I ever have. And I continued this for like a month. And at some point, I was living off beef broth. And that was it. And I was losing so much weight. I was down to like 110 pounds. And I was atrophied. I wasn't doing anything. My mom was making all the food. And I was just basically sitting at my desk, looking at YouTube and stuff. And my muscles had literally atrophied. Like, I got to a point where I felt like I had no immune system left to fight my illness. I was so sick feeling. I was like, I have to go to the hospital. Something's really wrong with me. And so we went to the emergency room, and I remember getting off the streetcar, and we were crossing the street, and cars were coming, so I ran, and I was just like my legs were gone. I had like no muscle in my leg, and something pulled, and I was like, oh my God, what the hell happened to me? So that was the worst. I got my IV, and they were like, you should be careful with your freak diets here. Don't do it. Just eat like a regular person. I didn't take their advice. I did the opposite, and I continue to do the opposite. I'm coming up to a gate that's locked. How's he gonna get through? Motherfucker. Here's another nature path. There's a scooter guy. I wonder if he'd let me in. It's probably a community. We're moving along. So this was a really depressing time in my life, because when I found that book, The Specific Carbohydrate Diet, I was so convinced that it would work, because she was like, my daughter had ulcerative colitis and I cured her on this approach, so it should work for you. We have a bunch of people that have healed themselves. And when it didn't work, I was just like, I didn't want to give it up. I was like, damn it, there's got to be another way. And I just started researching from that point like a mad scientist. And I remember I saw this one protocol that had you soaking like broccoli, a bunch of raw vegetables in water, and then like giving yourself vitamin E enemas. And I was like, I remember telling my mom about it. I was like, what about this one? This could work. And she's like, so it took me something like 6 years from that point, researching different diets, trying a bunch of shit until I found the fruit-based diet. And that was the only thing that finally did it. It finally got me off the medication and I was healing. But, and this is what has effed me ever since, I've never felt good on the fruit-based diet. It just got rid of the pain. It got rid of the illness. And I feel grateful for that. But every time I've always felt like absolute shit, tired. It was a leaf. I freaked out over a leaf. Could have been a dinosaur for all I was thinking. What are those noises? That felt like a frog bird. Like a frog that could fly. That's what that was. So anybody who's been following me along this whole journey has noticed a pattern. I go on the fruit diet, I feel like shit, but I believe it will work. I believe that there will be some sort of breakthrough where I no longer feel like shit. It never happens. And then I try something else. That doesn't work. Then I go back to the fruits and think, okay, this time it's gonna work. I'm gonna break through that plateau. And I never break through it. And then I try something. And then I try something new. And that's the pattern. It's not that I switch my diet all the time. Well, it's exactly that. But it's not that it's... Shut up. There's a method to the madness here. And so whenever I veer off the fruit path, there's really only ever been 2 alternatives that made sense to me and that actually work in practice. And one was the opposite of fruit, which is fat, opposite of sugar and fat. So that was the first theory, was that I'm reacting to the sugar in fruits. Avoid the sugar and you should be good. And that has worked to a point, not perfectly. So that's why I try the high-fat vegan diet experiments. And I've tried paleo as well, don't think I haven't. I've been all up in that goat butter. I went to a butcher shop once when I started the paleo diet, and I got goat butter, I got sheep fat. Was it sheep fat? Duck fat. And I was all up in this. I got 2 big bags of beef bones to make my bone broth, and I was all up in it. And I felt like absolute shit on that diet. So people trying to tell me you just need meat, you need to drink DEET, So while the high-fat diet would bring me relief from the sugar symptoms, it caused its own problems. So I stopped feeling like the candida type things from eating the sugar, the fungal overgrowth, the itching, the acne, like all that stuff went away. But then the high fat caused its own problems like constipation. That's really the only thing that ever was a problem on the high fat diet, the constipation. If I can figure that out, I'll eat fat all day long. I climbed a mountain, climbed a little mountain, found another park, and the next adventure begins. There's a tree over there that fell down. I'm afraid there's a cobra in these bushes, but that's what you missed down there. And now we go this way. There's the whitey girl that didn't warn me of the dead end. Dead end whitey. So when the high fat diet didn't work, I would go back to the fruits, and I would always do things a little differently. I always learn from my experiments. I never just go back to doing the same exact thing. I eat fruit in a different way. So like, okay, I was eating large fruit meals, maybe I'll try smaller fruit meals, see if that helped. It never helped. Sometimes I went on the juices more. Okay, we'll do the juice diet. That was a nightmare. And sometimes I would do like a green juice, fruit meal, high fatty salad meal. So only one fruit meal a day. I've tried many different versions of the fruit-based diet. I've tried fully fruit, complete fruitarian, even with the savory stuff. Cucumber, tomato, avocado salad with olives. Oh my God. Best fruitarian salad you ever had in your life. There's a Thai man. He's Thai. Spider web. You want to be in a spider web? Oh my. I feel like we're in the park where I went to pee once on our way up the mountain, me and Brett. And this is where I went, and I got lost looking for the bathroom, and Brett was getting sick of it. He's like, hurry up, pee already, pee bitch. So I know a lot of people think I put way too much stock into food and ignore the other areas of my life, and for the most part I did for a long ass time. And I think the true healing where I like completely overcame the stomach illness was when I started doing like mind power stuff. If you saw my mind power video, check that. That's how you heal anything. Sawadee. That's the first Thai guy that's ever just completely ignored that. Just like, Sawadee. Is he coming to kill me? No. So if you're trying to heal yourself without actually thinking more positive thoughts and changing your mindset and like meditating and breathing right and getting out in nature, there's a whole frickin' myriad of health things you can do to improve your health that have nothing to do with diet. You're so tall right now. Is there a bunch of kids come? Oh my God, I'm getting wet. Oh my God.
It's like a minefield in there.
Oh my God. What am I doing here? Oh my God. It's like, holy shit, is the camera getting, why did I come this way? Oh my God, I just got soaked again. This is the last one. No, no. So while the mind is very important and you can heal most things with just the mind, the mindset change, it's very powerful. I still believe diet's very important. So this last fruit experiment, I did, I think 16 days, nothing but fruit. Had a tiny bit of salt on like 2 days. And then the last couple days, I was adding like chili powder, hot sauce to my bananas because they were so terrible. And I was just like, I'm done with this shit. So this last fruit experiment taught me something, and I've always been confused about this. I've never known until now. I always wondered, is the fruit diet detoxifying me and I'm reacting because of the toxins leaving my body and I'm filthy, I'm a sewer rat? Is that why I feel like shit on the fruits? Or am I actually reacting allergically to something and that is effing me And I believe it's the ladder. I believe it's a frickin' ladder to hell that I've been on. So those mangoes, I've been eating these mangoes, monomealing mangoes. Say that 17 times underwater. You can't. I react to them. There's something in them. I don't know if it's that they're a latex fruit, they're frickin' condom fruit, but mangoes are hookers. That's all I know. Mangoes are hookers because they give me herpes all over my mouth. So mangoes are a hooker fruit and they F me. They F me. So I know a lot of the fruitarian believers want to just think that I am detoxing from the mangoes and that's why I'm breaking out all around my lips. But to me, it's a warning sign. The thing I'm eating and my lips are freaking out. It's like, stop eating this. Stop putting whatever you're putting right here into your mouth. Stop that. Here's the warning sign. Rabies. So to me, it's not detox. It's not detox. And the problem is now there's not enough fruit here, even in Thailand. It's like, what are you going to base your diet on, fruit-wise? What is there? You'd think it's in abundance, but really, if you need a certain amount of calories, what's left? Mangoes were my last shot. Papayas? Are you kidding me? Gross. Bananas? Disgusting. No thank you. So this boggled my mind for so long in Toronto because I couldn't make the fruit diet work. I had to see once and for all if I could make it work in a tropical climate. And the conclusion is I can't, not even here. So I think I'm done with the fruit. I think I'm done with those experiments. And we move on. We move on. What do we move on to, you ask? You would ask that. So nosy. My latest, because I believe it with all my heart, that one meal a day is a key. That's a starting point. The fasting is the key. That's how we would eat. You go about your day. I'm out here looking for squirrels to kill and smash. And then I go home and I eat the squirrels. That's a natural life. You go out, you do your stuff, you're chilling. Okay, now it's time to refuel. You refuel, and then you're good to go for the next day. You run on yesterday's food. Never forget that. So people eating like 4 times a day, 5 times a day, you never tap into the healing autophagy. That's how I say it. Somebody was like, it's autophagy, you idiot. It's idiot, actually. Didn't even know that. Can't even pronounce idiot, right? Now I know this is getting to be a long ass video, but this is what happens sometimes. I go out in nature, and this is how long it takes me to get to the point. It's been a journey. It's all about the journey. You don't have to just tell me what you're eating now. Shut up. You'll walk with me and love it. So what I'm doing now, and I feel fantastic on it, I have finally embraced the cooking. I bought a pot. I was looking for so long for a stainless steel rice cooker with a steamer, and I couldn't find one for the life of me. Out here in Thailand, they love their Tefal coated stuff. That stuff causes cancer. So every rice cooker has that. God damn it, he flustered me. So every rice cooker is either Tefal or aluminum or both. Nightmare. So I finally bought a stainless steel pot with a steamer attachment. I've been making my own rice. I bought a 15 kilogram bag of rice for 215 baht. That was fun carrying home, 15 kilograms. So I bought mung beans, and I've been eating the 1 meal a day starch-based. I bought Dr. Amin Ra's books, so I'm gonna read that and go along with his protocol, mostly, unless I disagree with something. I know he likes his protein powders, not a huge fan, so he stepped in leaves. I'm not alone anymore. What's that? These guys are hooking up ropes to a tree. Sawatdee krap. This is interesting. They're climbing trees. What are they gonna do when they get up there? I wonder if this is like a school or something. I wonder if I'm allowed to be filming. I want to film her. And then vegetable police got arrested. I mean well. So what, Ikra? No. God damn it. So my meals are fun again. No longer am I tortured every meal with the fruit-based meals. My body intuitively knew that this sucked. And it wasn't even enjoying it. So every day now, I'm making my rice and beans. I go and buy like organic lettuce or spinach from the shop. I shop every day. I cook my meal, but I go shop for the fresh veggies every day. And I'm loving it. I feel so damn good, like consistently. I sleep well. This so far might be the pinnacle. OMAD starch-based. I never tried it. People wanted me to try it back in the day when I was on the high fat. They wanted to know if it was just the fasting that made me feel good or if it was the fat. It feels like it's just the fasting. And you can F it up on the fruit. That didn't work with the fasting. Too much fiber and water. But the starch-based is concentrated enough where I can get like 1,800 calories or so. I'm experimenting with it. I calculate everything. I weigh everything because I'm curious to know how much calories and how much protein I'm eating and will I feel stronger. So far I've felt pretty damn good, but I had 1 week workout the other day and I've been eating like 1,600 calories and like 50 grams of protein. It might not be enough to build the strength of a Thundercat. So I will tweak that, more mung beans, less rice, and we'll see what happens. I'm loving it so far. Digestion is good, everything is good. Life is good. Oh, I didn't even notice all those pictures. And this is a workout park that I've never seen before. Oh my goodness. They got the rings. These are strange. So that's what we're doing now. And if I want to detox in the future, it's going to be water fasting. In my opinion, it's superior to the fruit-based diet anyway. There's a place for the fruit-based diet, don't get me wrong. Just in my life right now, that's not what I'm going to be doing. So I have a video coming on the effects of water fasting versus fruit fasting with measuring of the urine sediment. So that should be exciting. And I also have invented a drink. I'm taking parts of the snake juice drink and making it my own, where it's actually super delicious and more beneficial. So that's what I drink now. It's in my bag and it's so delicious. It's like you're fasting all day, but you get this delicious 0-calorie drink. It's just water and stuff, but we'll get into that. And I just try to fine-tune the protocol over the years to where I get good results, and I want them to be repeated results, repeatable for everybody. So if you're struggling, you want to lose weight, you want to heal something, this should be the way to do it. In my opinion, it's going to be like an OMAD approach to maintain, and then a water fast, a serious long one, or at least extended 2 or 3 days every so often to detox and cleanse and heal and rest. So that's where we are now along the health journey. And thank you for following it. Thank you so much. I appreciate you watching the videos. You don't have to buy a vegetable police t-shirt if you don't want to look good. You don't have to do that. You don't have to buy the music that I make. You don't have to donate to Patreon for the monthly Q&A episodes that are so fun that nobody would ever want to miss it. But you don't have to do that. I'm in another minefield of sprinklers. So, I think we're done here. Thank you so much for watching the video. Thumbs up if you liked it. Thumbs down if you're on the 15 meal a day plan. You fast for 1 hour a day, and that includes sleep. You eat 7 times during the night. every hour, and then you leave the 1 hour to rest and heal. How dare you? Don't do the opposite of what I do. Okay, we're done. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you in the next one.